January 2023 Breaking immigration news. 2023 has started with a new humanitarian parole program for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. This program offers people from those countries special legal status in the U.S., and you may now qualify for this special legal immigration status. In this video, I will answer some of the most common questions about humanitarian parole. So let's get started with the first question. What is humanitarian parole? The new 2023 humanitarian parole program allows people from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela who previously may not have qualified for other U.S. immigration programs to get legal status in the United States. This is a temporary legal immigration status, but it potentially could extend for many years. The purpose of humanitarian parole is to protect people from certain countries who are facing danger or harm in their homeland. Humanitarian parole provides what is often life-saving relief for those who would otherwise not be eligible to enter the U.S. It allows you to bypass many immigration requirements, and what are usually very long wait times. Who is eligible for humanitarian parole? You may qualify for humanitarian parole if you are from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, or Venezuela and you are not a citizen or resident of a third country. You also cannot have refugee status in another country. However, Venezuelans who are a permanent resident or dual national or have refugee status in another country are now eligible for humanitarian parole. Venezuelans may also be eligible if they entered the United States without authorization after October 19, 2022, if they had only one entry that occurred after December 20, 2022. They also must have voluntarily left the U.S. or withdrew their application for admission. Who doesn't qualify for humanitarian parole? You may not qualify for humanitarian parole if you are currently in another country, if you entered the United States without authorization after January 5, 2023, if you failed to pass your background check, if you don't have a valid international travel passport. Your minor children must also have their own passport. If you did not arrive in the U.S. by air, you cannot arrive by land, and you must provide your own commercial air travel to a U.S. airport. If you have been deported from the U.S. within the past 5 years. If you are currently barred from re-entering the United States. If you entered Mexico or Panama after January 5, 2023, without authorization. If you are an unaccompanied minor. If you are a dual national or permanent resident of, or hold refugee status in another country. Or, if you can't comply with the other requirements, including vaccination and public health guidelines. What do you need to be approved for humanitarian parole? In general, for your humanitarian parole application to be approved, you will need to have a qualified sponsor in the United States with the ability to support you financially. You will also need to pass an extensive background check and meet the other eligibility criteria. Your situation must also warrant approval of your application. What does your sponsor need to qualify? To qualify to sponsor you for humanitarian parole, your sponsor must be a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident. Your sponsor cannot be a non-immigrant without legal U.S. status. They also cannot be an asylee, refugee, parolee, or have temporary protected status. Additionally, they will need to clear an extensive background check to sponsor you. Of course, your sponsor must be able to show that they can support you while you are in the United States. Can you legally work in the U.S. on humanitarian parole? Yes. After your application has been approved, you can apply for a Social Security card and work permit under this program. How many people will be allowed to enter the U.S. under this program? The Biden administration will now allow up to 30,000 humanitarian parole travel authorizations per month from the countries of Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, combined. The Department of Homeland Security has stated that it will continue to evaluate this monthly limit and make overall adjustments as needed. The administration has not set a limit for the total number of people who will be allowed to enter the U.S. under this humanitarian parole program. There is also currently no expiration date for the program. How fast can the humanitarian parole be approved? It is too early in the process to know exactly how long it will take to get approval on your request for humanitarian parole. As more applications are submitted, we anticipate there will be a backlog at some point. Currently, it is possible to get approval a few weeks after your application has been submitted with the help of an immigration attorney. You should get the process started now. The backlog will start as more humanitarian parole applications are submitted. If you want to apply for it, you should start the process right away to avoid long delays. If you are a Cuban, Haitian, Nicaraguan, or Venezuelan and you want to find out if you qualify for humanitarian parole, please contact us through our website at andresmiherlaw.com or comment below and we will contact you. If you are in the United States and want to sponsor a friend or family member for humanitarian parole, you can also visit our website or call us today at 888-421-9942. We look forward to seeing your application approved.